I'll teach you only this part, because I'm sick of people doing that in the online space, where I'll give you this much chutka of it and then the rest you figure out and then this much extra for that. That's not the case.
Hi everyone, let me start again. Happy Friday and happy Holi. I'm Priya from It's Okay Yaar, and today you're joining the episode 3 of How I'm Building This, where we cover the journeys of various South Asian entrepreneurs. Today, we are so excited to have Aditi on board. Aditi is an award-winning, best-selling author of 7 books, and now she has a platform, Raising World Children, where she collaborates with various multicultural authors. Aditi, you and I go a long way. We've been in touch. We've been talking a lot. So I'm so excited to have you on our Holi special episode. So thank you for joining, and I'll keep those colors so that whenever we meet, we can like play Holi together. But thank you for coming. We have so many questions for you, so let's get started. And any of you who have joined us today, if you've been waiting to write your first book, don't know where to get started, this is the episode for you, because Aditi is going to share a lot about her journey today. So Aditi, without further ado, tell us about your background, your journey, and how you got started.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. I am so glad that we are doing this on Holi, because like I tell everyone that these conversations are pretty much the only adult conversations I get. So it's great. About me, I am Aditi, as I say, Raising World Children. Actually, I would like to make a small correction, but we will get to that. Raising World Children came before the books. It is a collaborative platform. It was created as a collaborative platform for writers, which it still is, where everyone's welcome to share their multicultural perspective, much like It's Okay Yaar, but in respect to parenting. About my journey, I of course came to US, and which is why I love your platform, because on H4 visa I had nothing to do, and I used to pretty much binge watch television, and I really needed an outlet. And my husband said, hey, you know what, blogging is a thing, why don't you look into it, try it. And anyway, we used to sit in bookstores, and I used to study writing, make notes from books, you know, those big books that say how writing for dummies and those kind of things. So we used to do that. So back when Orkut was a thing, I used to collaborate with other yes, when I used to collaborate with other bloggers then, and we used to have competitions and read each other's work, and raise each other up. When I became a mother, though, I started talking about the challenges I was facing as a multicultural parent, which I realized I am, because my children, of course, are American by birth, but they are Indian by heritage. And as my son grew up, I realized that, you know, there are many things that are challenging, which, you know, not many people talk about. Until then, I hadn't delved into this world where there are a lot more bloggers like me. But I started writing a lot about that, and a lot of people used to love my work, thankfully. And it became... It's always an aspiration, right, to write for the big publications. So I started writing, applying for all the major publications and things, I would say all the local magazines and everything. And I got like around 60, 70 rejections. I still remember it was like, I would apply, you know, because you have to apply. It was a big thing. And I would not get accepted. And then one of my articles kind of went viral, where it was talking about how to empower kids to handle sexual predators. And I was like, hey, this article is doing well. Why don't I apply this? And I tweaked it, and I applied that for Huffington Post, and I got into there. I was accepted there. And that was where my journey actually completely changed, because then, of course, once you get into one of the big publications, it becomes kind of like you have a social presence, which I always talk about, that if you're writing, you do need a social presence, unfortunately. You cannot write in a void. You're not.
This is the world of social media.
Yes.
Yes, we need it.
Yeah, it's a creative space, and you cannot like shout in, and you cannot be an echo. If there's no one listening. So yeah, that happened, and then I started writing for a local magazine, which was a collaboration of all the mothers in Richmond. And I said, hey, wait a second, why is there no platform for people like us where we can talk about challenges of how to raise how to celebrate Holi in US, because those kind of things, because my kids did not in the beginning take to doing a lot of things, and it was a challenge. And I said, hey, why not do that? And I started building Raising World Children. We launched in May of 2017. And then, of course, for 2 years we did that. And of course, writing a book is always on the dream list, to-do list of things to do. And I took multiple courses, as I had done for writing for publications as well. And I published my book, which was very well received. And then, of course, things just took a turn where, of course, I kept writing, and I realized that, there are many more voices and many more people who would like to write books. And of course, writing books is a great way to earn passive income. So a lot of people then approached me, and I said, hey, you know what, let's do this. And there are many ways of publishing, and I realized there is a way in which I can help people by not cutting into their profits, by earning what I do for them. And I said, hey, you know what, let's make Raising World Children where other authors, who I can help, give them that little bit of step ahead, just how Huffington Post gave me. And that's what we are doing right now. We are a collaborative platform of writers and authors. Of course, I'm the primary author, but we have many other authors who are now creating brands for themselves.
No, this is super inspiring, and I have known you for a bit, but I also did not know so much. So that's super interesting. But before we go any further, I know Salma has asked a question where she wanted to know, when did Huffington Post publish?
Sorry?
When did Huffington Post publish your article?
2016. No, I think 2016 kind of. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Okay, so I hope, Salma, you got your answer. But Aditi, just to recap and rewind, so you were on H4 and you were trying to figure out what should I be doing, and then you used your skills, you started blogging, and it all started with a blogging journey. You just kept being resilient, you kept pushing through, your article picked up, Huffington Post is where you published, and it all came through. So guys, this is the one thing that I want you all to take away. It's not all over just because you're on H4 and you're still waiting for your EAD. There are various ways you can do this, and that's the reason we are bringing a lot of these journeys to you. So definitely ask questions, definitely reach out. But Aditi, you are an inspiration. You're helping so many people, and this is such a great way. And the point that you said about making sure that you're not cutting into the profits, it's so important, because we're working with big publications. That's definitely a challenge a lot of smaller writers face. So appreciate what you're doing. Kudos to everything. I have a question, as entrepreneurs, there will be times when you're wait, this is it. I want to give up. It's a lot of lows that you're going through that no one sees in this age of social media, because we talk about all of the greatness we have achieved without all of the nights, which are not that fun. So tell us about a time when it was very challenging, or you felt like just giving up, or you were did you have any of those times or moments?
Every day. Every day.
That's a good way.
I want to give up every day because it is exhausting. I have been very lucky that the women that I have brought on to the platform as writers, many of them chose to help with a few things, because right in the beginning we weren't earning money. It was just about there was no advertising, there was no nothing. It was just a collaborative platform and I still believe in it. I still believe that even whatever little success I would say I have has been because of paying attention to quality content creation and to collaboration. And unfortunately, both of those take consistency and learning and pushing yourself out there, and all of that is exhausting. So yes, every day I feel like giving up. I'm in a major phase of burnout right now. I'll be very honest, where I think it's time for me to pivot a bit. I don't know where I'm going to pivot because as a creative, I like there's a beautiful person who I helped author, and she's amazing, called Sneha from Shift to Prosperity, and we call ourselves multi creatives, where we love dancing, we love doing writing, we love a multiple number of things. Uh, but then that gives us a lot of options, but it also makes us kind of all over the place, which is why we need to find what we need in the moment to keep us going forward. When Huffington, like when all the publications were rejecting me, it was only my husband, and it's always been my husband. I have to give him credit, where he's been like, it's okay, it'll work out, it's okay. Even when a lot of people, I see people doing things on social media, like buying followers and doing random stuff, and I'll be like, I tell my husband, I said, I should do that, and he says, but what is the end goal? Like,
What's
what
the
do you want
point?
to do? So he always tells me, he's like, your Achilles heel is you don't think of things like business, you think of them because you want to bring change, and that does not earn money. And I'm being brutally honest to everyone here. So everything you are doing is a business. So if you want to bring change, as well as, because I know it's okay, you guys are doing amazing work, and I know that content creation is the crux of everything. It's hard, it's not easy to keep generating ideas, and keep creating the content. Thinking of ideas is not a big deal. You can think of
Not a
ideas.
problem.
Yeah, and I'm sure now that you guys are hitting it off, I'm sure people are like, oh, why don't you talk about this, or why don't you talk
Yeah.
about that? That's always that. People tell me, these are the books you should be writing. I said, but that book won't sell. You think,
Yeah.
my father tells me, he you should write about your dog. I said, what about my dog? Oh, the fact that the dog likes to go behind the rabbit. I said, I get it, but that's not a story. It would take time and energy, and to find a way to put it into a story. I'm sorry, I'm digressing, but the fact is that
No.
these are all struggles that we all face, especially if you're in the field. So
Fun.
you have to find a balance between forget balance. Sorry, I'm saying the wrong word. There is no balance. You have to be
The-
okay with the chaos. You have to be one day thinking of yourself as a business and making those hard decisions, because at one point I had started publishing everything because I would feel bad, because I was like, oh, I'm the person who used to get rejected, so I don't want to reject any writer.
don't reject it.
Yes, but I realized that, hey, you know what, we have a theme going, and I need to stick to it, and I need to start saying no. So that's how it is. So you have to find that balance of business decisions versus being ethical, versus creating the right
Totally.
content for your platform. And when those low days come, and they are much more than the highs, definitely, especially if you're in a creative space, you need to keep those highs pasted on a wall somewhere, and you need to have
Look
a
at that.
cheering squad for you. And most importantly, you have to remember you are your own voice. And unless you are speaking, unless you are doing the work, no one else is going to do it for you. So just keep going at it, and someday it just works out.
No. You really make a really good point because I think with like the challenge in the space, and I know you are trying to figure it out right now about that, and we'll talk about that. But definitely the big challenges content creators you have is at what point do you start monetizing? How do you start monetizing? What because there are so many ideas and not everything is going to work, and that's when it's a fine balance because being a creator
Mhm.
comes with its own challenges, but trying to turn it into a business is a whole different skill set that one has to learn and pick up. So I hear, it's an important lesson for everyone who's listening and has joined us that the step one is definitely getting started. Like once you get started is only when you will realize what it like comes with. Like that's what we did. We got started and that's then after that it's a whole journey to like figure it out. But if you don't get started, you will never know. So at least like get started and then figure it out. But Aditi, tell us about a time like that you're the most proud of, or you're like, this is my biggest success. I consider this my biggest success. Or it could also be like it's yet to come. But
Yeah, I think it's yet to come, because I am still wondering, how I ended up doing everything I've done. Sometimes I feel I've done nothing, and sometimes I feel, wait a second. So I got this plaque, and it's right there where I can see it from my work desk, which says, "Take pride in how far you've come. Have faith in how far you can go." And that is something I really need to keep remembering. I can mention some high points which I think people need to remember, that these are high points
Yes.
too. Getting into Huffington Post was huge for me, of course. I still remember I was going to a prayer meeting. I don't usually go to prayer meetings and stuff, and I was very excited because, hey, you know what, I got accepted and I got that message. And there have been so many, and they're getting teachers pick for How Our Skin Sparkles. When it got teachers pick on Amazon, because that's like something no one knows how people get it. So it just it tells people that, hey, you know what, this book is being loved by teacher. That was amazing. Strong Roots Have No Fear. Wait, let me back up. Strong Roots Have No Fear, when it was released, I applied for an award, which was an international award, and I was one of the finalists, which in the category, which was like around 10,000 books had applied in every category. And to become a final in the top 10 was incredible. We had a whole award ceremony and everything. It was in, insane. Uh, but I have to say the cutest and the most rewarding ones have to be kids letters or photos, and
Ah,
when parents reach out and say, hey, you know what, you wrote this post or you wrote this your piece, you know, it really hit home for me and it made a difference to my life. That made a world of difference. That keeps me going. So I think this answers your previous thing, that what happened when you, it's not the teacher's pick and all that keep you going. It is those little messages, those reviews, it is those people connecting to you and telling you, hey, you know what, you are making a difference in my life. And that makes a huge difference, because you know, if you give up today, there may not be another person who's talking like you are talking. uh,
right.
so
For sure. No, and I think this is what it is like. We're living in the world of like what next. So it's
mm,
very easy for you to like achieve something and then quickly move on to the
yeah,
next thing versus
yeah,
reflect on
yeah,
how far you've come and everything that happened was important for you to like get to where you are. So no, I think that's super exciting. What I can definitely say is everything that we hear, everyone we speak to like knows you, Aditi. Like I feel like I know Tarima, you just had a live with her as well. Like so, anytime we speak to someone, they kind of know you. So for us, we definitely like if someone hasn't told you that in a while, you definitely a
oh,
lot of
thank
inspiration and success to a lot of
you.
people, and you've built that network and community where people feel comfortable like referring or building or establishing that connection with you, which is truly powerful when it's so easy to like not be authentic and just talk about things that people want to hear versus being yourself. So, no, thank you for sharing that so much. And I know, Aditi, you're still figuring it out, but what's next for Aditi or what's next for raising world children? How are you thinking about it?
Oh, books are planned. Books have been written. Like I did not release any books last year, but this year I have a book called Belonging that's coming out. It's a children's book. Then, of course, there is a bilingual book that I'm working on. I don't know how long it'll take. I have actually two children's books written down, and I'm planning on a couple of others. That is definitely there. But what I feel for raising world children is I really want to be able to provide more people with resources they need. You know, like I'm not remembering. See, this is why I am not great at interviews, because I fumble a lot. Okay,
It's
that's I
okay.
write
It's
so much.
okay. Like,
I write
it's
so much.
important to be real. You don't need to be rehearsed. We love the energy you
Thank
bring.
you.
So
Thank
speak your
you.
mind. It's
You're
it's all
sweet.
good.
So you made my day today. I told you in the morning.
Yes, yes. I'll
So
say it again. We are going to go see Zakir Khan, and Aditi is going to be joining us. So it's happy Holi for us. That's our Holi
saying a sentence is
celebration.
like,
So
wow. Because I'm a
yeah.
huge fan of him. Like as a content creator, the quality he brings, you know, I can only hope to someday write like him. And that's something I want to do. That is what another thing that I started writing for, like another short story collection, because I feel that's what my voice is like. Because when people were talking about within, like how it connects to them, that's incredible. So I'm really excited about that too.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Aditi, tell us about like three or four South Asian businesses that you have been following and what do you like about them?
Oh my God, I like so many. Uh, yeah, see, this I need to prepare for because I know so many people and I know everyone by their handles. So, of course, Salam Story Time is here with us. It is run by
Okay.
Janan. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I am actually reviewing a couple of books for her. So, yay, I'm excited about that. She is incredible. Then we have Urban Oil Hacks had just joined. She does essential oils, so she's incredible.
Okay.
I wouldn't call her a business because she like runs the Young Living things, but the
Okay.
energy she brings to the work she does is outstanding. Like the collaborative experience and everything is
Yeah.
wonderful. Of course, Yali Books is great. Yali
Okay.
Books is amazing. She is always so giving, always so wonderful with everyone. Then you have also have all the women I've worked with. I have to name them because they trusted me with their books, and I cannot. It would be unfair for me to not say their names
Yes, yes,
because
go
they are
for
all
it.
now building their own brands, which is incredible for me. So like I mentioned, Shift to Prosperity,
Okay.
Mommy Dil, she has a children's book. She's coming out with two more books very soon.
Okay.
Uh, then Apni Heritage, she's doing bilingual books.
Yes,
She
I know Apnir. Yeah.
yeah, and of course Deneen Carew, but then she's not South Asian, sorry. But her book
All
is
good.
incredible. Everyone should check it out because it's a book about how every kid matters, which is important. Uh, then who else? Oh my God, I can keep naming names, guys.
No, we
You know what? You can just check out my stories.
Yes, I will definitely like reference some of that and mention that. But we were just curious if there are a
Yes,
couple that have been like top of mind, and you shared so many. So thank
yes.
you for supporting.
I can
We'll
keep
move.
sharing. It's I love
Yes.
like I mentioned earlier, it is collaboration is one of the key things of success in the creative field currently. There was a time when you had an agent
Yeah.
and they would do the work for you, but and
Now it's
I'm
you. Now
so
you are the agent. Now you're
and
the agent.
you're
So
the
you
agent,
do.
and more than that, you have to amplify each other's voices.
Yeah.
When I was launching Within, you were so kind to come on and have a discussion with me about your life, and that's how we all build each other up by sharing each other's
Yeah.
voices. And that's
Yeah.
incredible. And I love our online community. I know people say a lot of stuff about social media, but I love it.
No, that's good. I feel it's always going to be mixed. Like it's the same with technology too, where people are like, "Oh, we've stretched it too far," but
Mhm.
like everything has its two sides.
Yeah.
So I hear you. Let's talk about something lighter. This is like my favorite segment. It's chai or coffee with Priya. So here we are going to do a little bit of this and that and get to know about you. So it's one word. You have to pick which one, and then everyone will get to learn a little more about you. So the first question is, of course, chai or coffee?
Chai.
Okay, me too. Coriander or no coriander? So dhania or no dhania?
Definitely coriander. I love it on
Okay,
everything.
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, and then pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? Okay, yay. Okay,
Pineapple
that's
is
where we
very
disagree. But
jalapeno.
okay. Uh, but okay, and then last one is books or movies, and I think I know the answer to this, but books or movies?
Uh, Books, definitely.
Okay.
But I have to say, I have to be honest that nowadays it's more of movies since I do more of writing stuff.
So,
But I have to request people that guys, please watch original screenplays because I'm tired of people turning books into movies, and I feel like there
yes.
are not enough good screenwriters coming up. And
My husband is going to agree with you for sure. He's been in the field for a long time. So, yes, I completely hear you. What are you currently like watching or reading? Like, what is it
currently,
that,
I'm reading the last thing he told me, and watching. Oh, I'm embarrassed to say it because a lot of people have views about it.
it's,
I'm watching Desperate Housewives because
I watched.
yeah, because I wanted to watch it at this age because I'm now seeing many more things because now those women are my age. So,
So you get a different perspective. Okay.
yeah.
I know like you moved on H4. We have a lot of people on our platform who are on H4 visas are still either waiting for their EADs, figuring out how to get back to their career or start their first jobs. What is the first like the biggest cultural shock that you faced when you moved here on an H4 visa?
Uh, as in, you're talking about job wise, right?
No, no,
Okay,
anything. It
okay.
could be anything
So,
fun. Like
so,
for me,
so
it was just like ordering coffee was a challenge. I was like, oh my God, like I don't drink black coffee and you've made it extremely complicated for me. So
right,
anything, it could be
yeah.
anything.
So for me, it was spicy food because that time I used to eat a lot of spicy food, and my husband had started ordering for me because I had no idea what to order food, and it used to come really bad. No, it used to come good, but
Yes.
I never liked it, and I used to take it home and put tadka for it. I don't know how many people know tadka, like put like
Yes.
spices in it and then recook it and then have it the next day. So that was weird. But one thing I would love to tell everyone, and I know you didn't ask me, but I'm telling everyone here that while you're on H4, please make sure to use your skills. And you recently shared about volunteering, and that's huge. Volunteering and using your skills in whatever way possible, even if you're just, doing cultural events and helping someone organize them, it just helps build up your personality in US. And I think that's a huge way to bridge that gap because even the conversations you have, sometimes it helps in that.
Yeah, and we are also, and this is like a shameless plug at this point, but how to build a better life on a dependent visa is a series we've started on YouTube where we will cover a ton of these topics so that you don't feel alone or you feel lost or lonely because we get so many of these messages and we don't want anyone who was like doing so well back home to like have that feeling for very long. So hopefully that helps you. So check that out. But like this is our last segment. I would like, I have told you this, like my husband has been thinking about writing a book. He's a writer, like for the longest time. A lot of us want to write books. We hear about it or we just don't know how to get started. So anything you can share, like tips or tricks for people who are just like haven't given it a thought or don't know where to get started, what would you recommend?
I would say three things. One, learn the art of writing. A lot of people think we are writers, but they're not actually writers. So, and I'm being brutally honest here, which I usually am with everyone I work with, is that learn the art of writing, and then you can find your voice. Because a lot of people don't think that I write, but you need to have a certain kind of voice which is unique to you. Because like how they say, everyone writes romance novels, but every romance series has a certain way it's written. So you need to figure that out. Number two, read a lot, guys. Especially if you're on H4 visa, you need to be reading either for your work. So stay up to date on your skills and, of course, on whatever content you think you might want to create. So check out what is there currently in the market. And three, the resources are there, out there free for everyone, right? I mean, YouTube is there, blog posts are there, books are there. Of course, everything is there. You can even take courses or like now here, shameless plug for me is you can hire someone like me. We currently focus on multicultural books, so diverse voices is what we focus on. But I do help people in their self-publishing journey, and I help end to end. So it's not like I'll teach you only this part because I'm sick of people doing that in the online space where I'll give you this much chutka of it, and then the rest you figure out, and then this much extra for that. That's not the case. And of course, questions I'm happy to answer anytime, so that's not a problem. So yeah, those three things you guys must be doing. And create an online presence. If you are planning to publish a book, there is no, I should start talking about my book when it's ready to launch. No, start talking about your book as soon as you put your pen to paper.
Oh, that's wonderful. Those are wonderful tips, especially like I think building your online presence, it's important because even us, it took us a long time to get there because it's not that we were like planning to do this or we desire to do this, but it was just so genuine, so authentic. We wanted to help, and that's where it has to start somewhere. So definitely get started. My very last question before I let you go is how do you unwind, Aditi? You have so much going on all the time. What is the one thing that you do that helps you relax?
watching TV these days.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I just I know that they used to call it the idiot box, but for me now it's time when I get to just not think of anything, and I let my brain not even function. And I, because my brain is constantly on the go because of the multitude of things I do at any given time. So I really enjoy that. And of course, my walks with podcasts. I'm going to plug Zakir Khan's podcast here because it's amazing. If you have not heard it, Umeed is his podcast. You guys have to check it out. It's incredible for any content creator, especially.
Okay, thank you so much, Aditi. And thank you everyone for joining us. Happy Holi once again. I hope you're doing something fun today. And we will be back with our fourth episode of How I'm Building This Sunday. We do have episodes planned between Fridays and Sundays in certain cases to accommodate our guests. But please definitely join us. Check out this episode, especially if you are on H4 or planning to write a book, don't know where to get started. Aditi is such an inspiration. I will link all of the tips and tricks that she's shared. I will also mention the South Asian businesses in the description box. But thank you, Aditi. It was a wonderful conversation and a great holy celebration for me. So thanks
Thank
once again.
you. I'm so excited. Thank you for everyone who joined us for and gave your time. And I hope and wish you all the very best in all these struggling days. And remember, just one step, one task, one day at a time.
Awesome. Thanks, Aditi. Bye. End करने